Hey, Potemkin!
Hello, Panda. Welcome. This is the Dreamverse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fruit there is the inspiration of your next grab.
Cool. Just for there?
Uh-huh.
Alright.
See ya.
Wait, I recognize this game. Someone's been wanting me to cover it for a while.
Stop there! You evildoer! I will banish you back to your realm!
I ain't an evildoer, pal. Come on, let's play it, go.
I won't fall for that.
Alright, let's go!
You're very brittle!
Oh, Jesus, man. What time is it? Yes, I know what I'm doing on the next grab.
Damn right you do, Skippy!
Jesus!
My loyal fans!
Hey, hey!
任務を遂行する。終わりだ。
Maybe looking at this game and thinking to yourself, Unity project? And you are right, but please wait a moment and hold back your biases because this is actually a pretty cool game. It's fun! The game is made by two people called Cool Hat Studios, I believe, and they were clearly inspired by some of their favorite games when designing the characters and the game's mechanics. Using 4 buttons that gatling into each other and has a special button for simplicity. Having a burst mechanic that breaks out of combos and can be used aggressively to gain meter so you aren't just limited to the confines of breaking out. Super fast attacks that let you keep sliding momentum if you were running beforehand. Characters having extremely unique movement, making them all stand out just for the movement's sake, never mind actually using their button. And a combo infinite protection, so you can do many loops, but it will eventually kick in, denying very toxic situations. It's got a ton of fun mechanics worth playing. It's currently free on Steam right now in early access. And I suggest trying it out because it's something to play, it's new, you know, it's clearly inspired and a very fun project, so I would recommend it, give it a go. The only issue is that there's no form of online, so you have to use Parsec if you want to play your fellas. The game is very simple to pick up, using directional inputs instead of command inputs, which I'm iffy on. I like my command inputs, but at the end of the day, if a game chose not to do it, then they chose not to do it. Every character has some kind of reversal, either built into their toolkit or using the reversal mechanic where you use 25 meter to escape a situation. And a lot of characters have their own unique gimmick that makes them worth picking up in your mind. For example, this Shoto is fast. This is fast right here. Isn't that insane? And this little blob girl, she steals people's moves. She's a guest character from an indie game, but I don't know. Again, I'm not educated on this. This just looks cool to me. But sadly, like I said, there's no online mode currently implemented, but eventually they do want to get to that with the launch. But this is a game that's going to take a while till we get there. There's a ton of offline modes to have fun with that you can mess about with. And if you're at the junction, you know, maybe whip out a bit of Duels of Fortune, you know what I'm saying? Now you know the game and its feel. Time for the main guy of today. Oh, I'm standing there. We get more energy. The disaster. Posing as a hero. He has jet for legs. Callowman! You're probably wondering why I'm referring to this guy as a disaster of a superhero. Well, it's how the game described him. He once stopped an alien invasion by accident. He opens up black holes whenever he tries to save cats by accident. And you may also notice that he hovers like me, as you can't see my legs. There's this rumor that he fell into a black hole and he was putting on his legs, his pants at the time, and basically he just went through and he went missing. So he hovers. He's got jet legs now. He's a bit clumsy, but he does his best to stand proud as a hero. And he fights for justice. He's just a little bit silly. Gameplay wise, he fights as a speedy grappler that is very quick, using taunts to give him a feel of a superhero. There's many unique mechanics, but we'll get into that when we get there. Let's get into the toolkit of the coolest grappler that is still to release. Talk about the movement of the grappler, we talk about how they're lacking and how they have a tough time getting in, or maybe they have bursts of movement but they don't actually have anything consistent. Callowman has great forward momentum, the burst movement that we talked about. For example, he has multiple dash-like attacks. He's got this charged heavy that lets him go flying across the screen and is an overhead. And on hit, it's cancelable, so you can do what you want. It looks really cool when you get it down, and it lets him move like mad. It made him quite the threat as a grappler because you couldn't really get comfortable against him. You could always approach like this dashing Beyblade attack. I'm loving this, by the way. This is great. He has a special like Beowulf that lets him go into any direction that he wants. However, it's not as in-depth as Beowulf's. It's just kind of one and then one. That's it. But he does get some cool combos and saucy approaches for sure. Movement seems good until let's look at the backdash. Did you notice that? He didn't do it because he doesn't have it. As a superhero, you can only charge forward. So they reflect that in his moveset. He can't dash back. He can't even jump dash back. A lot of characters have that. He can't. He can only go forward. It's a unique weakness for a grappler. As we know, a backdash tends to be what makes or breaks the grappler, right? If we play Accent Core, for example, Potemkin's got 20 iframes on that bad boy. In this case, his backdash doesn't exist, so having retreating movement is a bit rough. It makes it tougher for him to play neutral, but in a very interesting way. You don't see that with grapplers. You always see stuff to do moving forward, never taking away the moving back part. If anything, that's a courage. Aim for a whip punish, go for a hit. It's a bit wild to me. Well, considering that this aspect is unheard of for a grappler, that tells us we have way much more to expect from this guy. His normals get a little funky as well. They're not really anything to note when it comes to his normals, like his jab, his medium. A lot of them are very bug standard. It's what you'd expect from a combo grappler. His heavies, you see something very cool. Do not drop that on me. Them can be charged, letting them lunge forward, throw this rock up, or even do a really cool drop kick. The Mega Fist move is great for combos like we talked about earlier, and it lets them approach so damn far. Crouching heavy is unique as you'll toss a boulder at the opponent as an anti-air, so it's really good for combos and stopping people from jumping in. But then he's got a projectile that'll stay out even if he's hit, so he's very awkward to fight against with this out, but it's awkward to use at the same time. And jumping heavy, as we mentioned, is a drop kick that gives you giga combos on hit, and is very safe to throw out there. It's a massive hitbox to cover areas. Running heavy lets him do a spin, but the issue with that spin is that it's very negative, so if you whiff this, careful, but it's very cool looking, right? It's a Beyblade. The normals give him a good chunk of depth in a way that you wouldn't expect, and honestly, I like what I'm seeing. So how does the command grab work? As we know, this is the core crux of every grappler. It has to be good or it has to be fun, either or, it can't be an in-between. He lunges forward at the opponent a lot like Android 16, and he'll throw them in a direction to get a combo. However, after pressing the button, if you hold up, he'll instead go up. So this is actually hard to choreograph against, right? Because if he does that, goddamn mate, if he does that, that doesn't mean he's gonna lunge forward. He can go up or down. You have to wait until the actual lunge so he can get in your head by throwing this out. And it reminds me of Android 16, you know, you can't really get comfortable against the dunks until they happen. When grabbing, you can slap them in any direction and it'll give you a combo state. Or you can do this pile driver like move as the finisher, does a good chunk of damage. Grabs are just cool for throwing people about in a very fun manner. Now you'll notice his combo damage. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's really low. He doesn't hit that hard. This game has varied health, so if he goes against the other grappler of the game, which I might cover, what does he do? You know what I mean? Like, what does he do? He can't really do a whole lot about that. If he lands a hit, at best he's going to get is maybe 20%. But this is where his unique mechanic comes in. He steals a little bit of Beowulf's repertoire. Let's get it, big man. He can taunt. Taunting will build this gauge, and it makes it so whenever you land a grab, it does more damage. So yeah, that's an awesome thing. It builds up to a maximum of 5. It actually builds up to a maximum of 10. That's very peculiar. Why would it do that? Why would it overstack? And why is it red? Well, he can build up to 10 as we're seeing here. So what happens when he gets 10? What happens when he does his grab super? Because as we know, every grab is affected by taunt stacks. What happens if he gets 10 and he does this super? It's an instant kill. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't easy to do. You're not going to get into these situations often, even though there's no gameplay to showcase it. But at the end of the day, 10 taunts is still 10 taunts, and an insta kill is still an insta kill. So if you ever see he has 2 bars of meter and he's sitting on 10 stacks of taunt, if I was you, I wouldn't be near him, would I? Continue to take notes from Wrestling Goat. We talked about the move earlier that lets him lunge forward and pick a direction. However, I want to mention here that taunts actually do not affect it like it does for Beowulf. For Beowulf, it lets him do multiple more depending on his taunts build up. It's not the same for him. he only ever gets 2. But his last special worth noting is this DP tool is a pretty good combo tool. Lets him get out of any situations and get stuff started, but as you know his damage is low, so even if he gets a combo after this, it's like, who cares, right? And that is everything worth noting about Callowman. What an awesome grappler that is still to release. Genuinely, a very, very fun toolkit with so many avenues for creativity and a very simple command input way. It kind of shocked me when I came into this. I kind of thought Unity Fighter, it's not going to be that interesting. But Louise, my man, you made a good suggestion with him and the other grappler. We might get to him one day, Brightstar, I'll remember. I'd like to say, I like this approach to the grappler. Unfortunately, the game is still to release, so we don't have 100% of a feel for what the game could be or what he could be like. So this could be one of those ones where it may never happen or could happen next month or next year. Either or, he's a really cool character and I respect him heavily. Callowman, the disastrous superhero. If you guys enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to hype up the video. Let me know what I should cover and what you enjoyed. I'm loving the green screen. Even though it's not perfect yet, tell me what you think about it. Also, I want to say thank you very much to the people that still do memberships. It means a ton. And if anyone else wants to join them, it helps me fund a lot of my trips. It helps for me to get a bit the FGC and buy stuff like this green screen. Imagine I buy better lighting next time. That's all I'm saying. It's me, Patriarch Panda, signing out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.
I'm not ready for the church yet. I need to save lives!